Welcome to the Road to Dracula Visions Artist Spotlight. Hey, folks. So for more information on Dracula Visions, check out Slam Press Tomes' Facebook page. You can see the link just below. Press the button at the top of the page to sign up for a newsletter, and we're going to be starting that soon and potentially provide some additional goodies as well. I am joined by Mr. Sam Noir. How you doing, Sam?
Not too bad. Very excited to talk to our guest today. This is one of the contributors who I actually don't know personally. So I'm looking forward to finding out more about him.
So today we have the writer, artist, and creator of the twisted horror graphic novel, Rise of the Harvester. His horror illustrations have been featured in Diabolique magazine, Fangoria magazine, Gore Zone, the Gore Noir. He's currently illustrating the official Terrifier series graphic novel, and he's also the artist of over 40 children's books. Welcome, everybody, Mr. Steve McGinnis. How you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Awesome, Steve. Thanks so much for coming live tonight, man.
Thanks for having me.
So as per this regular format, I'm just going to fire up a few pieces of art. We're going to get some folks to maybe get to know you if they haven't met you yet. You are a contributor to Dracula Visions. And yeah, I'll just fire some art up there. I'll ask a few questions and away we go. By all means, stop me if you want. I had to put Dracula up first.
Now, you generally work in traditional medium, right, Steve?
Yes. Yeah.
Have you ever delved into digital tools? Or are you purely a paint guy?
No, I work in a lot of mediums. Like a lot of my big paintings are acrylic. I work in Prismacolor pencils and Prisma chalks. And when it comes to the children's novels and even the graphic novels, I usually illustrate them digitally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Now, do you have a preference, or is it just the tool that you need for the particular job?
Yeah, usually it's the tool I need for the job. Like with books, especially the children's novels, I like doing them digitally because typically when you're working with different authors, especially if they're new, there's going to be a lot of changes, and digitally you can change it quite quickly. And when I export them, they're print ready, they're CMYK. Print ready, boom, off they go. I don't have to have them scanned or anything like that.
Gotcha. And sort of the thing that drew me to your work initially was your 7 Deadly Sin series.
Oh, thanks. Those are refreshing.
Here, let me get them up on the screen here.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
There's the first one. That's it.
They're wonderful. They're creepy. They're surreal. I almost think, in terms of, for most of your work I'd seen, it's sort of more of the illustrative variety. I actually think of these as fine art pieces, just given the sort of surrealism involved. But I could easily see these hanging in fine art galleries.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, this is... you know what? I've been illustrating other people's works for, well over a decade now. Like whether I'm illustrating, Michael Myers or Jason or whomever, I thought, that's it. I've had this idea for the 7 deadly sins in my mind, and I've had all these creatures in my mind, kind of from the world that I was creating for the Harvester, that weird flesh world. And I thought, I'm going to incorporate them into the 7 deadly sins.
And is in terms of the way you work, are you classically trained? Do you have schooling in terms of the
I went to school for fine arts, and after I graduated, I worked with a fine artist in Campbellville outside of Milton, Albert Casson. I worked with him at his studio for a lot of years doing nature art. And then before 07, I went back to school to do digital illustration and digital art, and then basically went out on my own in 07.
Gotcha. Yeah, you can really tell there is some sort of classical training involved in these 7 deadly sins pieces. I'm nothing but impressed by them.
So what nightmares did this come out of? Like, these are crazy, dude. Like, all right, let's talk about this one. Like, where did that come from?
Lust. That one is definitely lust.
Lust. Okay.
I used to like even when I was in fine arts in college and everything, I used to like to twist, like biting into an apple or an orange and you'd see something completely bizarre in there. I used to love to draw that. And I thought, well, this would be awesome. Rather than those little seeds you get in a pomegranate, what if it was all like writhing bodies all over each other? I thought that would be really neat as lust.
Oh my gosh.
And the classical symbolism of the pomegranate as well in art history.
Exactly.
Wow. Gluttony, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. It's so bizarre. And you can look at this if you get really into the details. Where can people see some of this art, Steve?
You can see this on my Instagram page or my fan page on Facebook. I'm going to be putting them up on my site. I'm redesigning my site right now.
Cool.
To be more of a fine art kind of gallery site.
Awesome. So we'll add. Yep,
these ones are actually pretty big. They're 28 by 40.
Wow.
It would be wonderful if you could get an exhibition of this work. It's amazing, and it would be great to see it in person all together.
Yes, that's what I want to do. I've been looking around everywhere to kind of find the perfect venue, and I want to get them all framed and matted. And I'd love to have like a 7 deadly sins show. And I think that would be amazing to see it in the right light, in the right atmosphere. I think that would just be awesome.
Well, even a venue like Horrorama, I can totally see having like one of the small breakout rooms dedicated as a fine art gallery, and it would sort of expand the scope of a show like that when we're allowed to have shows again.
Yes, you know what? You hit the nail on the head. Like, I miss having shows so much. Oh man.
Yeah.
This has just been brutal.
Oh, this one.
Oh yeah, Greed.
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 So you got 5 of them done now, right? Are you working on your 6th?
No, I'm on the 7th right now.
Oh, you're on the 7th. Okay.
Yeah, I got it right over here. One sec.
Oh.
This is.
Oh yeah.
Amazing. Oh, that's great.
Love it, man.
He finally gets its revenge on the predators, right?
And I see you pulling in a little bit of the element of your children's illustration in there as well.
I like bringing in that whimsy into it too.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Now, will these be available as a series of, say, signed and numbered prints? Because these are definitely suitable for framing.
Yes. Before I get them framed and matted and everything, I'm going to have them scanned. And then I'm going to have like high-res prints made a limited run of them.
Oh, very cool. I want to. I'm going to change gears a little bit because I have to talk about these things because these things. Oh wait, we have to talk about that too. Actually, let's talk about Harvester for a little bit. So this
All
is
right.
your own. This is your own creator-owned slasher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I've read these. You're a big fan of the genre.
Yeah.
What made you decide to sort of make your own slasher comic?
You know what? It was at a convention about 6 years ago now. I think it was Niagara Falls when they had Kane Hodder there.
Oh yeah.
And I was working my booth, and my wife was with me, and we were working the booth. And people were coming up to look at my art, and they were laying down to flip the pages of the portfolio, but they were laying down real axes and machetes and everything to get King to sign. And my wife and I were like, wow. And we were talking to each other, like, what if someone really wigged out with one of these and started chopping someone? And how long would it take the crowd to realize, like, this isn't cosplay? Someone's getting killed here. And so I had the idea, the Con of the Dead right there. So now I had to make a backstory of my slasher. And then I wrote all that up. And yeah. And
now, as someone who hasn't read your Harvester series, can you give us the elevator pitch for the series?
Yeah. Small town. Young boy is born into like an Amish Mennonite family, has an evil kind of darkness to him, kind of a loner, likes to kill stuff, and it was always a loner. Like he grew up killing animals and everything. So his father didn't like the fact that he didn't have any friends, so he'd pick up these kids to deliver back to the farm, but Samuel would always kill them, so his father would bury them. And so eventually the townspeople had enough, and they figured out who it was. So they did town justice, what they would have done ages ago, and like lynch the family, burn the house down. But Samuel made it out and guised as a scarecrow in the field, so they'd leave him alone. And then seeing the family homestead burn, Samuel rushed one of the people, stabbed him, but in the fight he was killed and buried. And a year later on the date, he came back, and he came back as this monstrosity who likes to take heads. And he came back as this, and he likes to plant them in his field. Like he they're
nice.
Like seeds.
Pomegranates by any chance?
Yes.
This is a real love letter to 80s slasher movies, as you were saying.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful. You've got this is the thing. A lot of people, when they do sort of try to do this, they often miss the striking, iconic visual of a character, and I think you've really captured the spirit. In the look of your Harvester character.
I have to show these as well. These are awesome. So did you grow up with Scooby-Doo? Because
yeah.
I don't know if you've seen these, Sam. These are amazing.
Oh, these are great.
I love Scooby-Doo. I think Scooby's awesome.
1,000 Corpses.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I see these all.
These are great.
There's your pal, Terrifier.
Art the Clown? Terrifier?
Yeah.
I would buy this comic. I would totally buy this comic. If you wanted
I really like this one.
If you wanted to compile these into a zine, I am so there.
I was saying to Martin earlier, it's funny. I could spend 20, 30 hours painting one of my paintings, and I'll get 50, 100 likes on any of my pages. And then I'll spend 2 or 3 hours doing one of these, and it'll go viral. And it's like, why? Why are these going viral?
Scooby-Doo doing crazy stuff.
Yeah,
know, right?
People love it, man.
The mashup. Everyone loves the mashups. That's one thing I've learned from doing webcomics.
Yeah. They seem to really, I don't know if it's the nostalgia of Scoob or what.
Now, do you have a favorite classic monster or a favorite contemporary slasher?
Wow. I grew up, you know what? I grew up watching, I was born in the early 70s, and I grew up watching Hammer films, and I slowly got into more of the slasher and grindhouse ones of like I would say Leatherface is probably one of my faves. He's an early one that I really like. It scared the hell out of me as a kid.
Now, how young were you when you saw Leatherface for the first time? And was it the first one?
Yeah, it was the first one. I would probably say 7 or 8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And you turned out just fine.
Anyway.
Like, this is the guy we want doing children's books.
Now, how do you maintain that dual career? This is something I've been kind of struggling with in terms of balancing out the children's content and the adult content.
I usually don't ever split it. Like a lot of the people I do
on your website as well, like you unabashedly have, here's the tab for children's stuff and here's the tab for horror stuff. It's
funny, a lot of the authors I work with don't know I'm a horror artist either. They just think I'm a children's book artist. So it's kind of nice that way. When they find out, they're kind of like, man, you draw some pretty awful stuff. It's so not great. Like the cute bunnies or the cute puppies I have to draw for them.
Did you ever consider splitting off into 2 separate websites, or has it just worked out for you to have these 2 parallel careers and you're unashamed to have them exist side by side?
I'm not too ashamed. I think, you know what, as a freelance artist, you need to have you need to have many irons in the fire. You can't just rely on horror. You can't rely on children's art. You can't rely on whatever you're doing. You need to constantly be drawing different things. You know what I mean? Like, obviously my passion's horror. But at this point, I can't just constantly draw a living on doing horror constantly. So the children's novels are a great, resource for me.
Now, can you tell us about your new project? You sort of teased us just before the show. Do you have any art available that you want to show off? Or
there's no art available right now. I'm working on the first book of the Terrifier graphic novel adaptation.
It's an adaptation of a movie?
Of the movie Terrifier, yeah.
Oh, yes. Fantastic.
And it's been a dream. I've been working with Damien, who wrote and created Terrifier, and the gentleman who played Art the Clown, David, I was chatting with him quite a bit. We've been back and forth, and I got given tons of artistic freedom, like to create certain weapons, different kills. It's been a dream. Like, these guys have been great to work with, and there should be an announcement this week for the first book. So I'll be posting some stuff hopefully this week.
So this is the great thing. Fans can enjoy the movie, but there's all sorts of extras and maybe bonus scenes and bonus content that they won't get in the movie, in the comic.
Exactly. There's a quick flash at the beginning of the movie of a weapon. And David and I were chatting back and forth, and he actually explained the origins of it to me that no one really knew. And I drew out how he created this and everything, and it was awesome. I think the fans are just going to go crazy.
We talked about this the other day. That's why I'm smiling. It's so good.
It's foolish how he creates it.
Yeah. And where will folks be able to find the Terrifier graphic novel?
You'll be able to find it. I'll post links through my pages, and Damien is going to have links through the Terrifier page, and I think they're mostly handling the shipping and everything and the distribution, but I'm going to post all the links on where you can get on any of my pages.
Perfect. And is there a tentative release date? Is it the fall?
Oh no. Right now, it's going to be going to print from what I'm told very shortly.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah. So we're going to have something scary in the spring. So it's not just going to be like fall scares.
Yeah. This is very typical, though. Like, folks always like to sort of take advantage of that Halloween season. I know that's the marketing plan for Dracula Visions, but
it is.
You know what? As we've learned, horror fans, like hardcore horror fans, love their freakouts, like, all year long. So.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah. All right. Now we have a series of questions, the goofy questions. I've actually tailored these for you Steve. They're a little bit more on the horror side,
Yes.
because I know you're you're a big fan. These are 10 would you rather questions.
Okay.
So the first one: would you rather know how you die or when you die?
Ooh, man. Oh, when? I don't want to know
When you
how.
die.
Like if I fall into a wood chipper or something, I don't want to know that.
Avoid all the wood chippers. All right, number 2. Would you rather have every horror movie ever streaming on Netflix all the time, or get a free steak dinner once a month?
Oh man. Ooh, what kind of steak? Would it be like?
Your choice, man. Your choice.
Oh man.
Porterhouse, go for it.
Every horror movie streamed. Yeah.
Nice. All right, a true fan. All right, who would you rather be stalked by, Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger?
Oh man. Myers. Only because Krueger can get you in your sleep, and like there's no way to get away from him.
That's true. All right. Would you rather have it be Halloween year-round or only once a year so you could savor it?
Once a year. I love that build up. I love that the month of October when all the Halloween shows start up and like people are putting pumpkins out and that smell of fall in the air. I love that.
Yeah, I agreed. Would you rather spend a night at the Overlook Hotel with Jack Torrance or the high school gym during prom with Carrie?
Oh man. Wow. I would probably survive at the prom. I was a pretty nerdy kid. You would get me. So
You wouldn't be on the hit list?
no, I'd probably wouldn't even be going to the prom, so I'd live.
Awesome. Okay, who would you rather have, George Romero rise from the grave to direct one more movie, or Alfred Hitchcock?
Oh my. Hitchcock.
Hmm.
I love Hitch.
Would you rather deal with the Blob or the Thing?
Oh my, the Blob. The Thing's terrifying.
All right, this one's bizarre. Would you rather have a pumpkin for a head or knives for hands?
Ooh, a pumpkin for a head. I think knives for a hand would be a bit tricky.
he's got to be able to paint still.
Yeah, exactly. I like dip them in the paint. Like,
And how do you go to the bathroom? With knives for hands?
Ooh, carefully, very carefully. Okay. Would you rather meet Bruce Campbell or Bela Lugosi?
Bruce.
Bruce. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And last, would you rather guest star on your favorite horror movie, but there's a chance you could die,
Ooh.
or stay safe on the couch?
In a horror movie, yeah. If there's a chance to die, I'm a pretty fast runner. I can outrun the slowest person, so they're probably gonna die.
Steve's a big boy too, so he'll be all right.
You want him on your zombie apocalypse team?
Yeah, I'll take Steve. He's done his research, man. All right, last question. What is your favorite version of Dracula?
Ooh, Christopher Lee. I grew up with Hammer films, and I think Lee brought a ferocity to the character that you've never seen previous to that. Like, he was intense, and like, those eyes. And
For
like
sure.
before, there was kind of like that hypnotic look of Bela Lugosi and everything, but there was a feralness to Christopher Lee.
For sure.
Guys,
for sure.
I feel like folks of a certain age will generally pick Lee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I'm making my way through the movies right now again, all the Hammer Dracula movies. So
now, do you have a favorite of the Hammer series?
Man, they're all so good. What was it? Dracula 2000 AD?
AD, Dracula AD.
That one was awesome.
That's the one in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great. That's awesome. The one I haven't seen yet, I'm going to watch soon, is the Kung Fu one. What was that one? I can't remember what it's called. But yeah, there's a Kung Fu one. It doesn't have Christopher Lee, I don't think.
Oh my head! I was gonna say I missed that one. A Kung Fu.
No, it's probably not great, but I'm going to check it out anyway.
Have you seen the BBC one that was released recently? It's
Yes,
3 parts
yes.
on Netflix. That was brilliant.
Yeah,
it
no,
was
for
very cool.
sure. It fits right in with that whole Sherlock or Jekyll thing that the British have been doing in terms of updating it.
I thought it was amazing. Like that one, wow, was like Lee was here, but that guy's performance was like pretty close.
Pretty good. It was pretty good. Well, I just wanted to thank you again, Steve, for doing this. And I cannot wait to see your version of the Beast for Dracula Visions. I'm so happy that you're a part of the team. I know that we picked the right guy to be a part of this team. Thanks again, Sam, for coming out as well and asking the important questions while I ask the goofy ones.
You know what? Yours are just as important, in my opinion. I actually learn a lot from those questions.
And again, folks that are watching, head over to Slam Press Tomes on Facebook. Click the little button at the top. Get on our mailing list. We're going to provide lots of information. This book is going to be awesome, guaranteed. Okay.
Excellent. Thanks for having me part of this.
And thank you. Thanks, everyone.
You're
Cheers.
awesome, Steve.
Thanks.
All right.